This video covers the management of all staff and governors within Rathfarnham Primary School. We've put this in place to make managing the staff turnaround a lot easier on the site, and you'll see we have a main staff page set up with the senior management, inclusion team, then teaching staff by year group, and then other staff and wraparound staff. We've also got a similar page for governors. Governors is slightly different in that it's got a required bit of additional copy and a photo of each of the governors. We can have photos on the teaching staff page, but we haven't implemented that as yet. We also bring staff onto the year group pages, and the reason we manage the staff using this plugin is if, say, you had a member of staff leave year 3 and a new member come in, you'd then have to update sort of 2 or 3 locations, and what's actually underlying these pages is a little short code that looks for a member of staff who's in a particular category, and then if they're present it will pull it in automatically. So if you want to edit the details that you see on any of, like, the staff page, the year group pages, or the governors page, you don't actually edit this page itself. There's a central area where you manage all staff, and then depending on who's present there, it's automatically pulled onto those pages. So if in the back end of the site you'll see we have an area called team members, and if you look at the page we're on currently, which is categories, we have set up sort of nested hierarchies of how your staff are and governors are set up. So within parent group of governors, we've got associates, chair, co-opted, community, and then you come down to staff, so you've got admin, outreach, inclusion, other senior managers, and teaching, and then within teaching you've got by year group, goes to a second page. And the reason we set it up like this is if you then look at all team members, which is this view, you'll see you can have staff that are in multiple categories. So as a result, you could have a member of staff who's a governor as well, and they can appear on the governor's page and the staff page and use the same information, and that you only enter once. And as a result, when a member of staff leaves, all you need to do is edit that member of staff and make them invisible or put them in the trash, and similarly add a new member of staff, put them in the right categories, and they will automatically appear in the relevant place on the site. Okay, so if we have a look at the year 3 page, this is in edit mode, you'll see down the bottom of the page we have year 3 staff, and if you look at the code on that page, there's this short code here, and it's saying, using the team plugin, the important bit is here, category year -3. Okay, and if we look at our categories and go on the second page, you can see here this is what we're actually entering in that code. It's known as the slug for that category, year-3. So as long as we assign a member of staff to year 3, they will then appear in this list. Okay, so how would we, assuming we've just maybe we're replacing a member of staff, so we might have put someone in the bin, not literally, but they've gone, so we don't want them to appear on the site. If you hit bin, if you want to add a new member of staff, you hit add new, and here's our add new team member. So we'll give the member of staff a test teacher. I can spell. Okay, we're not really using descriptions on teachers, so you don't need to put anything in the description, but you do need to assign them to the right categories. So you'll see how they are nested here in the right hand side. So put the parent category as well, the staff. They are teaching staff, and we're going to say they are year 3. Then the other thing we need to do is we give them, put in their role. So if they're a teacher, it is teacher, but you can have multiple roles like outreach, support assistant, TA. Just see how they're listed on other pages. So just go in and edit another team member who's a similar role, and you can copy and paste this information across. We're not using an image, but in the event that we have all the staff portraits taken, this is all set up and ready to go, and we can just add their sort of portrait photo here. So that's essentially it. Teacher's name, what their category they're in, and then their role. There's lots of information here we're not adding, and then you just hit publish. Okay, now that has published, if I go onto the year 3 page and hit refresh, you'll see our test teacher has been added to the year 3 staff. And if I go to the main staff page, you'll see, if we scroll down to year 3, that our new member of staff is in place. And that's how simple it is to manage your staff and governors on the site. There might be an instance where you don't actually want this teacher to appear in this position within this group of teachers. To do this, if you go back to your back end of the site and look under here, under team members, it should say reorder. What we need to do is, you'll see at the top of the page we have sort team members. So if we click on that tab, okay, now we've got sort team members selected, and then if we come right down to the bottom of the screen, you select which group of team members you want to sort. So you'll see we've got 7 within year 3 here. So if we select year 3, you'll see our 7 teachers listed, and if you want to reorganize them, this is how they're currently showing. We just can drag and drop them. So I'm going to put the test teacher at the end, and then just hit update. You'll see that the test teacher we created has now moved to the end of the list. Okay, now because obviously this is just a demonstration purpose, I'm going to go back to that team member and just move them to the bin, as they are no longer required. And that concludes this tutorial.